Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Adventure Quiz. Quizman Adam here at your service. I always look forward to these quizzes, but and I always say especially tonight, but I just feel that they're getting better and better, or at least I'm enjoying them more. But tonight we are going to be taking a stroll down the catwalk for the picture round. We're going to be playing your all-time favourite quiz show during the spotlight round. And the audio round, what can I say? It's just a good old-fashioned complete the lyrics round. But we've got a few rounds to get through before we get to that. If you're joining us for the first time, a very big welcome to the family. There's loads of different ways that you can join in if you like. The easiest to do is just to sit back, enjoy the show. You can write your answers down. There's an opportunity to mark them later. Or you could sign up for the DAP, the Digital Answer Pack, which will not only calculate your scores for you, but will also enter you into the running to become one of tonight's winning teams. All you need to do is go to adventurequizzes.com and all of the details are there. So, are we ready? I'm ready. I hope you're ready. Let's kick off with a round that we love to call Fact or Fiction. And it is called that for a very simple reason. All I'm going to do is give you 5 statements and you have to say fact or fiction. So let's kick off with number 1. Scientists in search of alternative bomb detection devices have managed to train honeybees to identify explosives. Do you think it's fact or fiction? If it's fact, just press your answer on the DAP, or if you're writing your answers down, you write it. I don't know why I'm explaining this. You know what you're doing. I can tell you. It is... It's fact. It's an insane fact. They have managed to create like a Pavlovian response in the bees, but rather than watching them salivating, they monitor the bee to see if its proboscis extends. And you see there, like the little arrow that I put up, there's the they're pumping like weird, like bomb chemicals at it, and it gets all excited. Anyway, moving on. Fact or fiction for number 2. Lightning can only strike water if there is something floating on the surface. What do you reckon? Fact or fiction? Hi Stacey, hi Samantha, welcome along. I can tell you that one is... It's fiction. Lightning does very much prefer land, but about 1 in 10 strikes will hit the water and it doesn't need anything floating in it at all. Okay, your next statement. Oh, it's so cute. Most babies are unable to taste salt until they are about 6 months old. What do you reckon? Is that fact? Is it fiction? I mean, it sounds strange, but it could be fact. What do you reckon it is? Fact or fiction? I can tell you that one is... It's fact. Well, the strange fact as well. But, it's understandable, really. Things have to develop at different times. Okay, your penultimate fact or fiction now. The first ever digital camera weighed 7 kilograms and recorded its images on an audio tape. What do you reckon? Fact or fiction? 40th birthday photos on an audio tape. I can tell you, it is... It's fact. It was created in 1978. There it is behind me. It took 23 seconds to record an image onto the tape. It's almost like a sort of Frankenstein monster of equipment, but it did work. It did work. Although I would say technically not digital. That's why I put digital like that. It'd be more like an analog. Anyway, moving on. Your next one, the final one. Fact or fiction? The shape of the champagne coupe was modelled on Marie Antoinette's left breast. Do you reckon that's fact or fiction? That the shape of a champagne coupe, that's a champagne coupe, was modelled on Marie Antoinette's left breast. Fact or fiction? Press the button or say it now. Hey, Ragged Breath. And Philip as well. I can tell you it is... It's fiction. Now, you might have heard this, but I did the research. The champagne coupe actually predates her by about 100 years, and it was invented right here, created in England. And there's also loads of other sort of urban legends that it was modelled after someone else's breast, but it's nothing to do with it at all. Okay, fact or fiction over with. Let us move on to general knowledge. 16 wonderful general knowledge questions coming your way. And hopefully you are going to get all of them right. But we'll see. They start easy and they get harder. If you're using the DAP, all you need to do is press the first letter you answer. That's in most cases, but they'll see. It will give you instructions. If you're just following along at home, writing it down, just do whatever you like. It's entirely up to you. So your first question, like I say, just to get you in the mood. Question number 1. The Channel Tunnel connects the UK to which other country? The Channel Tunnel connects the UK to which other country? So all you need to do on the DAP is to press the first letter of the answer. Good evening, Luke. Welcome along. Lots of latecomers. Johnny come lately. Look at this. It's like 7 minutes past 8. Let's have a go with question number 2. What does an insomniac have trouble doing? If you were an insomniac, what would you have trouble doing? What does that even mean, Luke? I don't know. Question number 3. What is the largest land mammal in the world? So, this isn't a complicated question. Largest, it's mass, weight. The largest land mammal in the world. Hello, Miss Blue Sunflower? Miss Blue, is that Blue Sunflower? Anyway, welcome along. Welcome along. I don't think I've seen your name before, so welcome to the family. Question number 4. How many squares are there on a chessboard? Now, just to clarify, this is not one of those horrible brain teaser ones where you have to, it's like squares in squares. It's not like that. It just the grid of a chessboard. How many squares are there? Andrew, no, not that specific, mate. Not that specific. Let's try question number 5. Which superhero had a butler named Alfred? It's one of those ones where you just know or you don't know. And if you don't know, even then, I think it's going to be quite a lot of people are going to know it. But if you don't, have a go. Which superhero had a butler named Alfred? Question number 6. Oh, I love this character so much. Which famous British actor kind of co-created technically, but plays Mr. Bean? So which famous British actor plays Mr. Bean? Oh, and for this one on the DAP, you just type the initials in. So capital letters, no spaces in between. Type the initials in of that famous actor. Number 7. With which religion is the Quran associated? The Quran. With which religion is the Quran associated? Question number 8. How many lines does a limerick have? I've got a nice limerick later. It's clean as well. Don't worry, Sarah and the kids. It's clean. They might like it, as I was thinking of you while I was researching it. But anyway, how many lines does a limerick have? Question number 9. Multiple choice. What is the diameter of a basketball hoop? So basketball hoop, is it 11, 18 or 25 inches? I've just done this as inches because it's an imperial measurement and I just can't be bothered to... Well, no, actually, that's right. I can be bothered because I spend hours doing this entire quiz and this really wouldn't extend the preparation time that much. But I'm just going to go with it. 11, 18 or 25. You can work it out. Like, what's 11... 11 is, it's backwards. 11 is about 27 centimetres. I just have a ruler at hand there. I'm a quiz master. You need rulers at hand all the time. Go on, Tom. I won't time you out. Yeah, as long as you asterisk rather than put swear. Oh no, actually don't, because you'll give away the answer. You'll give away the answer. Do it at the end. Do it at the end. Everyone can do their limericks at the end. Sorry. Right. Okay. Number 10. Number 10. What is the name of the strait that divides New Zealand into its northern and southern parts? And there it is, directly above my head. That's the strait. But what is it? It's the something strait that divides New Zealand into northern and southern parts. As long as Sarah, you might at the moment, but when there's more limericks coming in, the kids might need to avert their eyes from the chat. Oh God, so fun. Right, number 11. Where in the body would you find your metacarpals? Your metacarpals, whereabouts? Just a sort of, a generic answer. Don't go overly, intricate in terms of like, digital answer pack. It's just a standard answer. I like, look, I'm a quiz master. I have brain teaser stuff. There's stuff that there's just stuff in this office that I have to measure. It's not weird. And right here is my special ruler storage. I've got protractors and set squares in other places in the office. Oh God. Right, let's go to question number 12. Okay, champagne and which other ingredient are combined to create the black velvet cocktail? Sounds good, doesn't it? Black velvet. So champagne, but what else? What else to make the black velvet cocktail? I just feel so weird sometimes, I have to say. Right, let's go to the next question. Number 13. Fort Knox lies in which American state? 1 in 50 chance. Fort Knox lies in which American state? Really, I've never ever had a black velvet, and I'm sort of tempted after doing this research. I thought, actually, maybe I'd give it a go. I could drink one from the AdVenture quiz mug, ladies and gentlemen, which is currently available on eBay. Just go to eBay, type in AdVenture quiz mug, and find yourself one of these. I think for a very reasonable price. I'm making virtually no profit on it whatsoever. But and look at that. It's a high quality mug, folks. It's a high quality. Just it's such a blatant plug. Number 14. Which 3 letters are used by the IATA as a code for Beijing International Airport? So on the DAP, you're just going to be typing it like you would type in initials, but this time it's 3 letters. So which 3 letters in block capitals are used by the IATA as a code for Beijing International Airport? Oh, Morgan, are you loving it? You love it, Morgan. It's a good drinker, isn't it? Yeah. What are you saying? That is that quick, Roy, or is that slow? I don't know. I don't really know. I just take them there and then. Well, I don't know. Question number 15, the penultimate one. Oh, look, I've been chatting too much. Okay, question number 15. What is the most common street name in Britain? So that's not like common as it. Well, God, that's such a common name. What is the most common, the most prolific street name in Britain? Oh God, Tom, that sounds so horrible. Jesus. It's like is it a Paris 57 or something? It's like one of those, but just nasty. Okay, let's go. Your final question now. It's tough, but you could all totally have a go at this. So number 16. Upon which famous person did Disney animators model their depiction of Aladdin? So there we go. There's Aladdin. So which famous person did the animators model their depiction of Aladdin on? It's interesting. I didn't think this was the case, but they, in lots of cases actually, have used an actual famous person to sort of model the looks upon. So who do you reckon that is? And for this one, again, I was about to give out an answer. For the Mr. Bean one, you're doing the initials again, for the DAP, that is. So just type in the initials, block capitals, and no spaces in between, of course, because initials don't have spaces. Oh yeah, sorry, Mum. I haven't sent your mug yet. Sorry, is that what you're referring? Is that what you're referring to? I haven't sent it. I haven't sent it yet. I promise I will. God. Right. Okay. So there's all 16 of the questions. I'm going to leave you with a recap of all 16 of those questions just for 1 minute. And then we're going to be back getting all fashionable with post round. So finish your answers and get ready for post round. And we're back for a little bit of post around fun. And here we go. Like I said, we going into the world of fashion. If you are a patron, thank you very much for your support. And you, as those wonderful patrons, have access to the website. And you need a password in order to access your little posters, okay? And you've got like large versions that you can zoom in and do whatever you like. If you're not a patron, don't worry. I'm still going to go through these posters with you. You're not going to miss out on anything whatsoever. So your password is, sorry, I've been covering over the last couple of letters there, is Olympic welly wanging. I think welly wanging should be an Olympic sport, actually. It would certainly liven them up. So Olympic welly wanging, all one word, all lowercase. So I now lose quite a few people because they just go at it at their own time, and in some cases ask questions before we've even arrived at that poster. But let's go to poster A. For this one, we are looking at hats, okay? And you are picking the first letter of the hat. It's all famous people wearing these hats. I just thought it would liven up the pictures a little bit. So there you go. There's the first one. What is the first letter in terms of DAP? What is the first letter of the name of that hat? The style of the hat. And we'll do each of these posters twice as well. There's number 2, classic hats. Well, actually, they're all classic. Is number 3. And number 3 is similar to number 7 as well, but there are distinct differences, okay? So don't necessarily decide on that until you see number 7. But anyway, here's number 4. There's no relation to any other hat there. You're all good. There's number 5. It's not on his head. It's there. I can't go too far because it cuts my arm off, I'm afraid. There's number 6. And number 7. So that's the one I said it's similar to number 3. They are almost the same style, but the number 7, the brim is smaller, and the banding is lower. It's like it's a smaller version. Yeah, is that a good way to describe? Okay, I'm not a fashion connoisseur. I don't know, but it's similar, but it's not the same. There's number 8 for a classic film. And from one of my favourite films, there's number 9. Number 9. Okay, let's have them again. Like I say, we do each of the posters twice. So there's number 1. Final time you're going to see it, but I think they've still come out quite well on the side poster as well, haven't they? There's number 2. Number 3. Number 4. It's a tough one, that, but it's a not necessarily an obvious answer, but you know, it's not a. I don't know. I don't want to embellish the question too much. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. 7. Number 8. And number 9. Right, let's have a go with poster B. Logos this time. We like a logo, don't we? Especially with a picture around. And we're looking at fashion brands, obviously. You see at the bottom, it's quite a weird thing where it says select the first letter of one of the key words. Because some of these, like technically there's like 2 keywords. In some cases, there's even 3 keywords. So I thought I'd just be nice to you. And as long as you put the first letter, in terms of DAP this is, as long as you put the first letter of one of the keywords. So my example being, here's number 1. So we all know that that's actually 2 words, isn't it? So you can put the first letter of either of those words. I just thought, you know, just to make it easy. So if you wanted to go, okay, just whatever. I'm just gonna start speaking. God, it's just like verbal diarrhea tonight. So there's number 1. There's number 2. Number 3. There's number 4. Number 5, again, that's like another, like a 2 1. Well, technically 3, isn't it? Don't do the middle word though. So, you know, because it does say keywords. In my defence, it does say keywords at the bottom. There's number 6. Incidentally, this round was kind of inspired by the sewing bee. I've never watched the sewing bee before. Really, kind of addicted to it this year. Strangely, I don't understand why I wrote it off earlier. I'm into Bake Off. I'm into all of that stuff. But sewing bee just passed me by for some reason until this year. Maybe it's lockdown. Actually, I'm watching so much more TV than I ever normally would do. Not even sure it's healthy. There's number 7. Number 8. And number 9. And then we'll do a quick recap of them. Really, I'm just really sort of giving you time here, but I know that you're all. I mean, it's fine just looking at that poster on its own. That's always the thing with logos. I don't feel like I can guide you through them. Ken, I am all over Pottery Throwdown. That's my second favourite. So Bake Off obviously is my most favouriteest, and then my second favouriteest is the Throwdown. Absolutely love it. Oh, the laundry bags one, and the guy that won that, it was really, as soon as it was finished, I was like, he's won that, definitely. Let's go to number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Tom, is there a British model train build-off? What channel's that on? I'd actually be well into that. There's number 8 and number 9. Is it presented by Dennis Waterman? Isn't Dennis Waterman a massive model railway fan? Like huge fan. He's got a ride on one going around his garden or something. Right, we're getting carried away. Okay. Right, and then your final poster C, decades here. Okay, so this is multiple choice. You're choosing the decade that is most represented by the clothing. You've just got one outfit for it. It could be the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or noughties. So there is, and number 1 didn't come out right. It's just that yellow on white background. Sorry. So what is the decade that you think for that one? Repair Cafe. Is it? I thought it was repair. I'm thinking shed now. Repair Shack. Is it Pete Waterman? What did I say? This is why I need to stop talking. There's there's number 3. Thanks, Mum. That's number 4. I'll give these to you again. Number 5. Yeah, repair whatever. Oh, God. Number 6. Number 7, that's classic, that one. Well, all classic. Number 8. And number 9, final one. Very funky, that one. Very funky. Right, let me give them to you again. Just filling for time, really. There's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. It's just so iconic, kind of. I mean, is it bad? I see it as bad. Maybe it's, I mean, is anything iconic bad? No, what am I talking about? Shut up, Adam. Shut up. The number 4. There's number 6. Seven. Number 8. Such a good pose, that. And number 9. So that's your time up, kind of time up in a way. Time up for me because I'm now going to take you on to brain teaser, and then there's a little break after this. Tonight, the brain teaser. Actually, I just showed it to you a little bit, didn't I? It's how long is a piece of string? Although, more precisely, how long is a piece of rope? And there is your rope. The rope in the jar to the nearest centimetre. So when you're writing your answer into the DAP later on, you're not doing it just yet, but when you're doing it, just do as a whole number. Numerical digits, don't put decimal places in there, don't do fractions, don't do letters, don't do anything, just type in a whole number, and it's got to be in centimetres, okay? So if you're going to put, if you say 1 metre, put 100 centimetres, don't put 1 m, it's got to be in centimetres, otherwise the system just doesn't calculate it. But because it's a measurement one, you'll see that I've put you a ruler there. I've done my best, my very, very, very best to try and get that ruler exactly the right size, so you can with quite a high level of confidence, I would say, be able to look at that ruler and work out what the different sections are. But give it a go. You're going to be having a look at this for about 6 minutes. This also allows everyone else, if you're still doing your post round stuff, that you can finish up with that. So start on your brain teaser, grab yourself another drink, have a little comfort break if you need to, and do your post around, and then I'll be back in about 6 minutes with your favourite quiz show, folks. Oh my God, I cannot wait. back in the room, folks. Interesting convo happening there in the chat. Yeah, that ruler is... Look, how is it possible that a ruler could... Like, that's just a Google image that I've stolen. I'm wondering, have they actually done it so that, you make intent... like map makers, for example, will put a mistake intentionally in the map so that if you were to copy it, they could say, that street name doesn't even exist, which proves that you copied our map. And maybe that's the case with a ruler, but why would you copyright a ruler? It's a ruler. It's completely unnecessary. Anyway. Right. Well, you still got time for brain teaser because there's another 1 minute that you got a recap of that. But let us move on to the spotlight round. Now, as I say, there's a particular game show, quiz show that we're looking at tonight. Yeah, you last week on the DAP had the option to say what's your all-time favourite quiz show, and the without a shadow of a doubt, there were quite a few that were up the top, but the head and shoulders above all of the others was Pointless. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's play Pointless. So, I've been waiting for that for like 4 days. I need to get behind my desk. Hang on, what do I have to press? Here we go. There we go. Look, I'm behind my desk as well. There we go. I can be checking answers. So, the main difference between Pointless and what we're doing is this is about getting as many points as you can, not about getting no points. So for the sake of that, we are going to be calling this evening's round Point Full. Oh God. And what we're doing is we're looking at top 10s. Okay, so let's say, for example, this isn't one of them, but you would have the top 10 largest countries. This is actual factual top 10s. And depending on where you get within that top 10, you're going to get more points, okay? So and say, for example, with the top 10 largest countries, we all know, like, the first, the top, the second. Maybe not say that's exactly number 2, but you know the ones that are up the top, right? But that's not really what you want, because they're the ones that everyone kind of knows. So let me show you. If you get one of the answers, and this is all multiple choice as well, don't worry. If you get one of the answers that is the top answer, the second or the third in that top 10, you get yourself half a point. If you then manage to go down to 4th, 5th or 6th, you can have 1 point for that answer. But what we're really after is 7th, 8th, 9th or 10th. Now, I'm going to give you a screen of answers, so you're not just stabbing in the dark. All of your answers are multiple choice. And you are allowed to select 2. Any 2 of them. And depending on where they come, in that top 10 or not in the top 10, you're going to get points, okay? If they're not in the top 10, then you get 0 points. So that is the kind of pointless bit. But if you are right at the very top, not hopefully, but do you know what I mean? They're just more likely to be obvious which ones are right at the very top. But you want to go just down to that sort of like 7, 8, 9 or 10. If you go lower than that, 0 points, okay? And like I say, it's all multiple choice. And on the DAP, you're just pressing buttons, but you're pressing 2, and then you scroll to the bottom and you press OK. Oh, okay. So excited. So, world's most valuable brands. Here's our first one, okay? So the chances are that you're gonna know at least one that's in the top 3. That's cool. If you want to go with that as a backup, and bearing in mind you can press 2 of these buttons. If you want to go with that, you're going to get half a point. If you get that 4th, 5th or 6th, then you're going to get yourself 1 point. But what you really want is to hedge your bets just at that, almost like a precipice of answers. If you go too low, you get 0. So I mean, and technically thinking about this, like there's 30 answers there. 1/3 of all of those answers carry points at some point. Okay, so what do you reckon? What do you mean? You want 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th, ideally. But if you're just like, oh god, that's so hard, just go for your top answers. Go for your top answers. Oh, I've missed a lot on the chat here. Well, no, I mean it's not Family Fortunes. It's Family Fortunes in reverse, isn't it? Like all I've done is adapt a quiz. I don't feel that you're criticising me, but please don't be disappointed that we are playing one of the country's most popular quiz shows adapted in an adventure quiz style. If you tough crowd. Right, let's go to number 2. Sorry, bit of a rant there. Number 2. Best-selling musical artists. Okay, so this is albums, singles, digital downloads, the whole shebang. Who sold the most, but not really who's sold the most. Who's in 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th position? Because they're going to get you 2 points. It was brand value according to Forbes 2019, Andrew, in answer to your question. Yeah, the most valuable brands. Okay, so to be honest, I mean, there's quite a distinct correlation between the two. So I'm not going to say you're getting pedantic, but you are. Yes, Nina. Yeah, they're 100%. They're factual. They're factual things. It's not anything to do with opinion. Yeah, good question, but it's not anything to do with No, it's nothing to do with 100 random people. Sadly, I don't have 100 random people, and I'd be breaking all manner of social distancing rules if I tried. Okay. Glockenspiel 12. Were you here last week? We did musical instruments, and there was the Glockenspiel last week. You missed it if you're just joining us. A very big welcome. There'll be more music. Let's go to number 3. There's 7 groups, by the way. Okay. Number 3. World's most famous paintings. Okay, like subjective term, famous, but an objective valuation really. This is based on Google searches over the past 5 years. So Google searches that included the name of a famous painting. So what do we reckon? And I think because this is what I think you like particularly about this one is if everyone in your team has heard of that painting, then it's obviously right up there at the top. You kind of need to go for the ones where you're like, not the ones where you're like, I've never heard of that. You need to look at the ones where you're like, have I heard of that? Like, has one of us heard of it? Yeah, maybe go for the one that just one member of your team has heard of. They're likely to be the 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th. But if you're really into art, then you've probably heard of 20 out of 30 of them. So that's not really going to help. Very good question, and it hasn't been asked before. So, you will get points for both of your answers. So if you manage to get, let's say a 7, 8, 9, or 10 answer, then you get 2 points for that, and you'll also be awarded, let's say, half a point if you manage to get a 1 to 3. So both of your answers count. Both of your answers count. Loads of points potentially in this round. This could make or break any team. I hope that answered the question. I did understand that question. Right, let's have a go with number 4. It's sport. Are you here, Ed? Hopefully you join this one. Most valuable football clubs, world's most valuable football clubs. Again, according to Forbes, 2019. Okay, so last year, at the end of last year, or the last ranking they did towards the end of last year, most valuable football clubs. So I think, again, and I know so little about sport and football in general, but even I would know the ones that are right up there at the top. So, but you kind of want those lower ones down. It's almost like, is it almost like the paintings? There's a lot. I mean, yeah, for me it is, because I look at those and I was like, I've never even heard of some of those teams. So so they would obviously be low down. They need to be the ones that I've heard, but I haven't heard a lot of about. Oh, hi Shira. What brings you to the house so late? I knew you might say that, Andrew. Yeah, sorry, mate, not there. One day, you never know. In what value? In what context? Okay, so it basically just, I mean, as we all know, football is a business. So what is the turnover? Like, you know, it's almost the same as the companies, but not. No, but the companies was the brands, wasn't it? It's just it's about how much money they make in terms of like advertising that they might have, the say. Well, actually, yeah. What has recently changed it? Look at me, all talking about sport. What's recently changed it from a couple of years ago was merchandise. Merchandise has made a massive difference. So it's basically them as a company. What's their turnover? It's getting a chair from Argos. Fair enough. Is it? Are you sitting in the chair now? Let's have a go with number 5. The world's happiest countries. This is nice, isn't it? And I know you're going to want an explanation of this. Now, we've all heard of this poll, haven't we, of happiest countries. This is the United Nations Country Happiness Index of 2019. This is what they look at, okay? So there's different factors. They look at GDP per capita, so effectively wealth per person, but slightly different. So GDP per capita, social support, healthy life expectancy. So not necessarily life expectancy, but how long are you expected to live healthily before it just all goes to pot? Freedom to make life choices, generosity, and perceptions of corruption as well. So that's really their sort of their strategy of deciding how happy a country is. And we've all heard of these top ones, haven't we? They're all in one particular area of the world, aren't they? So we probably know those, so they're going to get you half a point. But what you kind of want is not the most happiest. You want the kind of ones that are really happy, but are not as happy as the others. So you don't want the really unhappy ones. You want the mediocre happy countries. Yes, yeah. So yeah, sadly, well, no, the USA is there. The USA is there. We've had a subscriber, but I didn't have my thing on. That was the little. But whoever you are that has just subscribed, thank you for subscribing. What, you mean you haven't assembled it, Shira? Like, come on. I can't. I'm addicted to assembling stuff. I can't. As soon as I got home from Argos, in fact, I would be probably reading the instructions on the way home from Argos. Right, let's go to this is your penultimate one, number 6. Ooh. Average presidential approval rating. Okay, so before you all go, what's the definition? Okay, so this is done by the Gallup poll since 1937. And it's the average over their entire term or terms, for one particular one up to the current point as well. So the average approval rate, it was like who it was on average the more popular presidents. I think we're going to know the real top ones. But who are the ones that are just at that edge of the cliff before they're massively unpopular? So we want 7th, 8th, 9th or 10th. That's going to get you the points. Oh, is that you that subscribed? Okay. Is that the Shuban? Thank you. Thanks for subscribing, but please don't write answers in the chat. You're so welcome, though. You really are. Right, we're ready for the your final one, number 7. Oh, we're running behind you. I knew this would take a while. Yeah, number 7. Oh, it's stabbing the dark for so many people. Abundance of chemical elements. Did you think you were going to escape science throughout this quiz? No, it would never happen. So the abundance of chemical elements. So we're looking for, well, I say everyone knows the first, second, and third most abundant chemical element in the universe by mass. By the way, by mass. Maybe you don't. So there's 30 chemical elements there. Just pick 2 of them. And hopefully 2 of them are going to be 7th, 8th, 9th or 10th most abundant chemical elements by mass in the entire universe. I think you could look at some of those and be like, how could there be a lot of that in the universe? And others you might be like, well, yeah. So just do it logically. Wisdom of the crowds, let's say. So talk to your team and give it a go. Yes, FDR. Yeah. No, Luke, it's the universe, I'm afraid. Yeah, to make it even harder. It's the universe by mass. There's loads of different ways of measuring it, but this one's by mass in the universe. What? Look, I'm gonna right. Shuban. Am I saying that right? I'm not even saying whether those are. I can't even remember what the right answers are. But don't write them in the chat. I'm very, very happy that you've joined the family, you've subscribed. But don't write it in the chat. I will time you out. Oh, okay, here we go. Sorry. You okay? I'm gonna Jesus Christ. No, I can't do it. What is going on? You're in timeout, Shuban. Sorry. You're in timeout for 600 seconds. If 300 seconds, I beg your pardon. Right, okay. Why is it? It's because it's 9 o'clock. Oh no! Oh, and now you're apologising. Okay, don't worry. Just leave it 300 seconds. You'll be back. Okay, right. Okay. Spotlight round done. You still got time. We're going to move on to audio round fun and just wait for the copyright strikes to come bowling in with this one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hang on. We need to what are we doing here? Why won't it go? Oh, the desk is still here. Get rid of the desk. Right, there we go. Oh, I just missed a subscription. Oh, God. I feel like it's all kind of falling apart. Okay, audio round. Let's get on with it. Audio round. Tonight, it is totally, as I said, it's going to be finish the lyrics, complete the lyrics. But in an interesting way, we're going to do this, okay? So in a moment, I'm going to play you a track, decent bit of the track, about 30, 40 seconds. Get into it. Sing the song. And normally at this point, I'm saying sing them in your head, but you can actually sing them out loud at home. And then when the music stops, think of the next words that are sung. The way we're going to do this in terms of digital answer pack is we're initializing your answers. But just to avoid confusion and potentially make this a little bit easier, I'm going to give you the letters in a random order, and then you have to reorder the letters in terms of what the first letter of the word were that was sung after the music stopped. Does it make sense? Look, okay. Let me give you an example. Here's track number 1, and there's your letters, okay? So when the music stops, there's going to be 4 words that are sung after the music stops, and you have to reorder those letters in terms of the first letter of each of the words, okay? So it could be FIMB or it could be IBMF, okay? And then on the DAP, type that in block capitals with no spaces in between. Are we ready? Right. Here's track number 1. I know you should know this, and if you don't, you should hang your head in shame. So here's track number 1. 4 words.
Yo, tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna, really, really, really wanna zig a zig.
If you want my future, forget my past.
If you wanna get with me.
So if you want to get with me, there's 4 words that are sung, and each of those words starts with one of those letters. Reorder those letters, FIBM. Reorder those letters and type it into the DAP. You're going to get a second chance for these as well. I think some classic pen and paper might help as well. Anyway, here's number 2, and here are your letters.
She told me her name was Billie Jean, and she caused a scene. Then heavy hair turned with the ice to dream of being the one who would dance on the floor and around. People always told me, be careful what you
do. Reorder those letters. There's 1 letter for each of the words after the music stops. You need to reorder them and type them into the DAP in block capitals with no spaces in between. Is it making sense now, Dean? Like the last, like the hovering comment, just going, what? Let's try number 3, because some of these are going to be way easier than others. Okay, here's your letters, a lot of letters, and here's the tune.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
So, there's a certain number of words after that where it stopped, and there's 1 letter, there's an initial letter of every single one of those words. Reorder those initials and then type it into the DAP. Okay, let's have a go with number 4. Here's your letters. It's just 3. It's 3 words, 3 letters. What do you reckon the order is? What does he say? Just reorder. What's the permutations of 3 individual things? Is it 1 times 2 times 3? I think it is. Anyway. You're going to get these twice as well, okay? So don't worry. God, we're going to overrun. I hope you enjoyed it, though. Here's number 5.
She's into superstitions, black cats and voodoo dolls. I feel a premonition, that girl's gonna make me fall. She's into new sensations, new kicks in the candlelight. She's got new addictions for every day and night.
Here we go.
Take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. She'll make you live a crazy life, or she'll take away your pain.
6 words are sung. That is the first letter of each of those words. Reorder those letters and type it into the DAP. By the way, a very big welcome to everyone that is joining us. We've just increased by, I think, another 30 people. So we always start at 8 o'clock BST. But, you know, get the vibe of what's going on, and you're really welcome. So we've got, oh, hang on. Sorry, I need to give you your letters. Here's track number 6.
Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. Do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I
what? Let's have a go with track number 7. So what do you reckon? This is 6 words, and there's the first letter of each of those words. Reorder the words and type them into the DAP. Or you don't have to do that just yet. You can jot them down somewhere else. Here's track number 8.
on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man.
An often mumbled line in the song, I have to say. Well, at least I mumble it. But what actually are the words? Try and make some sense out of those letters. The letters are definitely going to help you. Let's have a go with number 9. Bit more up to date.
This was never the way I planned, not my intention. I got so brave, drink in hand.
Slightly tougher, definitely tougher for mum and dad, I think. I do put I do put the older ones in for you, but I have to appease all generations. Let's go to number 10. Like I say, you're going to get these again. You get shorter versions of the song, but you're still going to get the same letters to choose from. Here's number 10.
Busy throwing hints that he keeps missing. Don't have to think about it. I wanna kiss and everything around it, but he's too distant. I wanna feel his body. I can't resist it. I know my hidden looks can be deceiving, but how obvious should a girl be?
Very clever, Luke.
Early conversation, peace, and I really like the way that he respects me. I've been waiting patiently for him to come and get it. I wonder if he knows that he can say it and I'm with it. I knew I had my mind made up from the very beginning. Catch this opportunity so you and me could feel it. 'Cause if you're ready for me, boy, you better push the button and let me know
Before I what? I've just seen what you're saying there, Tom. The troll toll. Let's go to number 11. Come on, number 11. Here we go. Here's number 11.
Summer's gone, days spent with the grass and sun. I don't mind to pretend to do seems really dumb. It seems really dumb. I rise as the morning comes, crawling through the blinds. I shouldn't be up at this time, but I can't sleep with you there by my side. Wake up, it's a beautiful morning.
That's tough. I like that song. I on the radio stations I listen to, it's played all the time. But even then, I'd struggle. Okay, let's go for number 12 now. This one's for Luke, not Luke, Luke, my assistant, Luke. If you are there, I don't think you are though. I think you're watching the snooker. And anyway, this was for you.
I guess I should know by the way you parked your car sideways that it wouldn't last. See, you're the kind of person that believes in making out once, love them and leave them fast. Guess I must be dumb. She had a pocket full of horses, Trojan and some of them used. But it was Saturday night. I guess that makes it alright. You see, what have I got to lose? And honey, I say, big red Corvette.
What do you reckon? There's only 5 words in that one. There's Luke. Luke wrote that's with me on every Thursday at the White Horse. We haven't seen each other for months. Okay, penultimate one now. It's number 13. It's classic. You could kick to this one. What are the words? Or even you don't even need to know the word. I mean, it helps knowing the words, but you just sorting letters. Okay, and then you find your final one. I think some of you that know the quiz well, you knew this was going to come at some point. Rearrange the letters.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, 'cause you're in a new town.
I wish I could play it all. Did you get carried away? Some people get carried away with that song and they just forget that the music stopped. Oh, good to know you're dancing. That was the whole point of this round. Dancing and singing. It's what we need in lockdown, isn't it? Jeez. Social, as long as you're socially distancing, dancing. Right, okay, we're going to get them all again. Lucy, yeah. How did you know? Oh my God. Okay. I'll put it behind me now, Lucy. I don't do that anymore. Okay, here's track number 1. Shorter version now. Shorter version and the final time.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
This is
Don't
not a
tell me
short
what you
version,
want, what you
it's
really, really
short.
want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Don't tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna really, really, really wanna zig a zig.
If you want my future, forget my past.
If you wanna get with me.
Okay. Here's number 2.
Who would dance on the floor around? People always told me, be careful what you do.
Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
Here's number 4.
Standing in line, marking time, waiting for the welfare dime. 'Cause they can't buy a job. Man in a silk suit hurries by as he catches the poor old lady's eyes. Just for fun, he says.
Here's track number 5. I think actually what I'll do is I'll leave these letters up just until we get so... Oh, okay, maybe that will just confuse it. Anyway, here's number 5.
She's into new sensations, new kicks in the candlelight. She's got new addictions for every day and night. She'll make you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. She'll make you live a crazy life, or she'll take away your pain.
Here's number 6.
How do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I...
I think I'm right, Luke. I don't want to be massively confident here. caught me unawares. Luke, are you referring to the two S's? I think that might be what you're referring to. Anyway, don't worry, not in this one. Here's number 10.
I wonder if he knows that he can say it and I'm with it. I knew I had my mind made up from the very beginning. Catch this opportunity so you and me could feel it. 'Cause if you're ready for me, boy, you better push the button and let me know before I.
Right, here we go. This is one you talked about, Luke. Okay, this one's number 11. Number 11.
I shouldn't be up at this time, but I can't sleep with you there by my side.
No, you're wrong. I'm right.
Wake up, it's a beautiful morning.
I am right. I promise you. Number 12.
It was Saturday night. I guess that makes it alright. You see, what have I got to lose? Honey, I say, little red Corvette.
Here's 13. And then your final one. It's 14.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, 'cause you're in a new town.
Oh. If you can lip read, you probably just lip read the first two words. Okay, so this has brought us to the end of the audio round. And this is exactly why Ken suggested, and a couple of other people suggested, of having just a tiny little break at the end of the audio round before we move on to Quizmo Fun is really, really good. Because obviously with the DAP, you're pressing a lot of buttons and stuff like that. And most of the time you're transcribing stuff from your sheet of paper into the actual DAP as well. So I'm going to give you a 1 minute break to finalise your eyes. I don't want to give you too much because this isn't about, there is supposed to be a rush happening all the time. So a 1 minute break with a weird bit of music, and then we will be back with the final round, which is the Quizmo 3-minute challenge. So 1 minute, and then get ready for Quizmo Fun. And that is your minute up, folks. So, Quizmo round time. For those of you who know exactly what you're doing, you've still got a little bit of time because I'm just explaining stuff. But for those of you that are new, here's the way it works. The Quizmo round is a 3-minute challenge. You have 3 minutes to get as many points as you possibly can. You are not expected to finish. This round isn't about finishing. Loads of points are on offer without necessarily completing the round. I'm going to give you an explanation for tonight what we are doing. We are doing a mugshot matching. Okay, so in a moment I'm going to show you on the screen will be a grid that has loads of mugshots. There are some mugshots that are up on that grid multiple times, 5 times, 4 times, 3 times, twice. But there are, however, 8, just 8 that are unique. That mugshot only appears once in the entire grid. Your challenge is to find those 8 mugshots. On the DAP, you are typing in your answers in terms of the grid reference. You'll see that on the grid that I show you, at the bottom there's a series of letters saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up the side as well. So once you find one that you think is unique, shout that to the person that is filling in the DAP. You could say, it's A1, 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 and they're going to press A1. If they are correct, you're going to get 2 points. It is 2 points for each of the 8 grid references that you can find, but you don't need to find all 8 of them. I would advise, by the way, pressing 8 of the answers, because that's going to give you the greatest chance of possibly picking up some stray points. Okay, so in a moment, you're going to get this grid. You've got 3 minutes. Immediately look for the unique ones. Don't start pressing buttons really early on. Okay, if you're 100% certain, do what you can do what you like, but just don't go over the top, okay? Really be certain, because I've played this myself and I even know the answers, and I've played it myself just to check how hard or easy it was, and even I was making mistakes and I know the answers, okay? So don't get carried away. On your answer sheets, it's going to be letters and numbers, so it'll be like A1, okay? So for those of you shouting out to the person using the DAP, you need to shout out letter and number. So shout out A1, don't shout out 1A. Shout out A1, and they're going to be out filling that DAP a lot quicker. Oh my God, I think we're ready, folks. So if you are ready, and even if you're not, it's going to happen right now. Your 3 minutes, remember, 8 unique photos. Press the number of the grid reference on the digital answer pack. Your 3 minutes starts now. Okay, there's 1 minute down. You've still got 2 minutes left to go. Remember, this is not about completing. Just get as many as you can, but on the DAP, you are allowed to press 8 answers. So make sure you do press 8 before you submit. Halfway through now, minute and a half down, minute and a half left to go. Remember, this is not about finding every single one of them. Just relax. Minute left to go now. 1 minute left to go. Don't panic. The more you panic, the less likely you are to get the right answers. 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Seconds. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 1-0. And your time is up. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You have completed the adventure quiz. All that remains for you to do is to press enough buttons on the DAP to allocate your 8 answers, go to the bottom, press OK. Then submit your answers after filling in a few extra questions as well. I will then be back as quickly as I possibly can with some fantastic geeky statistics about what percentage of people got what question right, what percentage got what question wrong, or whatever it is. Ultimately, however, I will be back telling you who has won the brain teaser and which teams are this evening's winning adventure quiz teams. So enjoy yourselves a little break. I'll be back as quick as I can. I always am as quick as I possibly can. I'll be back in about 15 minutes after these essential breaks. And we're back in the room. Time for answers. It really, well, it's always interesting. Always geek out over stuff like this. Let's start with Big Miss Bingo, of course. What were our answers? Our first question. The Channel Tunnel connects the UK to which other country? The correct answer was France. Weirdly, only 96% of you got that right. I'm not sure why it wasn't 100%, but that doesn't matter. Number 2, what does an insomniac have trouble doing? It is 100% of you said sleeping. So we're all good there. Number 3, the largest land mammal in the world is the heffalump. The heffalump, and there is a heffalump. Elephant, of course. Number 4, how many squares are there on a chessboard? Again, 100% of you were correct in saying there are 64, the 8x8 grid. The superhero that had a butler named Alfred, that 100% said Batman, and you would be right in saying that. Amazing, that's 100%. I thought I'm not really into comic stuff. Anyway, number 6. Okay, so 100% of you did Rowan Atkinson. Oh, hang on, sorry. Mr. Bean. 100% of you did say Rowan Atkinson, although not more than one team typed in Rowan Atkinson. Now, I know you're right, but I can't. The digital answer pack, as it says at the top of that, it says you have to type the initials of the person in block capitals. I know that is one of the trials and tribulations of the digital answer pack is you have to be, it's a computer. And if computer says no, computer says no. So sadly, computer has said no to you that typed in Rowan Atkinson. I know you're right, and you get 1,000,000 points in my heart for that. But you would have had to put RA. You would have had to put RA. Anyway, question number 7. The religion for which the Quran is associated, 100% of you said Islam, and you were and still got it wrong. Number 8, how many lies does a limerick have? 100% of you were correct in saying there were 5, and I got one here, and it's clean. A creature of charm is the gerbil, its diet exclusively herbal. It grazes all day on bunches of hay, passing gas with an eloquent burble. I thought you'd like that, Sarah and the kids. Number 9, the diameter of the basketball hoop. 80% of you, 80% were correct in saying it was 18 inches. The straits between north and southern parts, 56. We go down here a bit. 56% of you said Cook, the Cook Strait. Yes, named after Thomas Cook, the holiday company. No, the first European commander to sail through it in 1770. Number 11. Where in the body would you find your metacarpals? It was hands or feet, feet or hands, wasn't it? 92% of you correct by saying hands. The remaining 8% of you said feet, but it was the hands. The similar bones in your feet are the metatarsals. Question number 12. 73% of you were correct in saying that the other ingredient, along with champagne, is Guinness. I accepted S for stout as well. So Guinness or stout. You could have had G or S would have got you the point. I'm just not sure. I don't know. I have to try it. I have to try it at some point. Maybe 54 teams. Number 13. Fort Knox lies in 54% of you correct. Kentucky, 54% of you. That was one of the. Well, that was the third toughest question tonight. Number 14. It wasn't intentionally a trick question. It honestly wasn't. 43% of you, the 3-letter code for Beijing is actually PEK. It's because the code is based on the city's old name of Peking, which was changed in 1949. They went to Beijing. But obviously the code didn't change, so it's PEK. But still, 43% of you were correct. So I don't think it was overly. It wasn't. 43% of you realised it wasn't a trick question. Do you know what I mean? I never do trick questions unless I'm saying it's a trick question. Number 15, the most common street name in Britain. 78% of you. Wow, well done. You said H for High Street. It is the High Street. And your final one, the famous person, the Disney animated model, their depiction of Aladdin. It was actually killer. Only 21% of you got the initials correct, and those initials were TC for Tom Cruise. Is there I don't know. There is a connection there, I guess. But oh, come on, like, who cares? It was still Tom Cruise. It can be proven. So there we go. We're done with those. Let's move on now to our picture round answers. And we actually did really well in these hats. Really well. I'd give it 3 stars in terms of accuracy. So number 1 was the fez. Number 2 was the deer stalker. Number 3 was the fedora. Number 4 was the tricorn. The tricorn tries in like 3 things. Interesting, the history of this hat. As a pirate or a sailor, there's a lot of rain, okay? And it is really important to, if it's raining on you, to project water away from your head. So the whole point of that is guttering. So if it's raining, it's about just shooting water away from you. It's hat guttering, and it's the tricorn. Number 5 is the boater. Number 6 is the Panama. Number 7 was the trilby. So, like I say, a sort of slightly less wide brim and the sort of that kind of that ribbon bit at the top. 8 is the bowler, and 9 is the beret, and that's Clark Griswold sporting. What is it? Yeah, magic sofas. Onto the. This was actually harder than I thought. Actually. You still did well, okay, but it was. I thought that this would be the easier one, but that's me. So number 1 was Tommy Hilfiger. Number 2 was Burberry. Number 3 was Prada. Number 4 was Lacoste. Number 5 was Abercrombie and Fitch. So like I say, these keywords. So you could have put A or F. That would have got you a point. Number 6 was Versace. G for Giovanni Versace. You still could have got that. But they would still. I mean, it's a costume hat, for God's sake. It's bloody Jack Sparrow, isn't it? And then number 7 is Ralph Lauren. Number 8 is Hollister, and number 9 was Levi. On to these decades. It either was really easy or it was really tough. Number 1 I knew was going to be a tough one. 15% of you were correct in saying it was the 40s. Number 2 was the 20s. And weirdly, no, 70% of you got that right. So that's good. 73% of you got this one. That was the noughties. Number 4 was the 80s, and 96% of you got that. Well done. 73% of you got number 5. That was the 90s. So 73%. And then we go down to just 15% for the 30s. 15% for the 30s. It was almost the same as number 1, wasn't it? Number 7, a whopping 92% of you got the 50s. And it's so classic. 100% of you. 100%. I thought that was tougher, but 100% of you said that was the 70s. And then number 9 was 92% of you said the 60s for that one as well. So still good, but it was either like really good or pretty bad. But they were just the stabs in the dark. Okay, spotlight round now. How did we do? Pretty good, to be honest. Actually, in our point 4 round. Shall I put myself behind this desk? How do I do that? There we go. I'll go behind the desk. So, world's most valuable brands 2019. Half a point for Apple, Google, or Microsoft. 1 point for Amazon, Facebook, or Coca-Cola. Your 2 pointers, 7, 8, 9, and 10, were Samsung, Disney, Toyota, McDonald's. Number 2, best-selling musical artists. So your top 3, so half point for each of these, were Beatles, Elvis, Michael Jackson. 1 point for Elton John, Madonna, and Led Zeppelin. The 2 pointers were Rihanna, Pink Floyd, Eminem, and Taylor Swift. Number 3, the most famous paintings according to this Google searches over the last 5 years. Half point, your top ones were Mona Lisa, Ovs, Starry Night, and The Last Supper as well. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of research about it, but I don't think it's... Yeah. And then 1 point for Scream, Guernica, and The Kiss. Yeah, I still think Guernica's up there. That's up there high. I think maybe a lot of people do research on that. It's got there's a lot of political stuff. The 2 points are Girl with the Pearl Earring. I would have put that higher. Birth of Venus would have put that higher. Las Meninas, like what? No way. That's way lower. It's beautiful, but it's way lower. And The Creation of Adam, it mentions my name, so as far as I'm concerned, it should be in the top 10. Number 4, the world's most valuable football clubs. Your top 3 for half point were Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United. Your 1 pointers were Bayern Munich, Manchester City, and Chelsea. Your 2 pointers were Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, and Juventus. Whatever. Number 5, the world's happiest countries. So we all know the area in which the happiest countries are. Your top 3 for half point were Finland, Denmark, and Norway. 1 point for Iceland, Netherlands, or Switzerland. Your 2 pointers that are not amazingly happy, they're still very, very happy, but they're not the most happiest. These are the ones, the 2 pointers are Sweden, New Zealand, Canada, and Austria. So they were your 2 pointers. Number 6, the average presidential approval rating. So your most approved presidents, the most popular presidents, half a point for these were Kennedy, Eisenhower, and Roosevelt. The next section down for 1 point were Bush Sr., Johnson, and Clinton. And the lower of the section, but still popular, were Reagan, Bush Jr., Nixon, and Obama. Obama was actually the 10th most popular president. And then our final group, the abundance of chemical elements. The most abundant 3 for half a point were hydrogen, helium, and oxygen. The next section for 1 point was carbon, neon, and iron. Neon, that's a strange element to have so high up. I mean, I like science, but I think just, yeah, strange. And number 2, so for 2 points, we had nitrogen, silicon, magnesium, and sulfur. So nitrogen, silicon, magnesium, and sulfur. We had 2 points for each of those. On to the music. Here we go. Hang on, let's get rid of the desk. So all you were doing was rearranging those letters. Our first tune was Spice Girls with Wannabe. If you want to get with me, better make it fast. Better make it fast. So we needed B-M-I-F. B-M-I-F. Track number 2, Billie Jean. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. D-G-A-B-Y-G-H. Number 3, the Monkeys, I'm a Believer. And then I saw her face, I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. Number 4, he catches the poor old lady's eye just for fun. He says, get a job. Get a job. Number 5, she'll make you live a crazy life, or she'll take away your pain like a bullet to your brain. Sometimes quoted as like a bullet through your brain, but it always starts with the T, so it doesn't really matter. Number 6, American Pie. Well, I know that you're in love with him cause I saw you dancing in the gym. Saw you dancing in the gym. Number 7, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Here We Are Now, Entertain Us. Number 8, I'm not the man they think I am at all. Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning out his fuse up here alone. Burning out his fuse up here alone. Number 9, I Kissed a Girl. I Kissed a Girl. No, no, no. I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. Number 10 was the Sugar Babes with Push the Button, and the words were Get the Wrong Idea and Go. Get the Wrong Idea and Go. Number 11, Luke, just to clarify this one. So, Boo Radley's Wake Up. The words were Feel the Sun Shining for Your Eyes. So, two S's. Feel the sun shining for your eyes. I wouldn't have a clue, mate, either, so don't worry. Number 12, Prince with Little Red Corvette were Baby, You're Much Too Fast. Baby, You're Much Too Fast. Penultimate one, number 13, Frank Sinatra with New York. The words were Are Longing to Stray. Are Longing to Stray. And the final one, number 14, The Village People with YMCA. Young man, 'cause you're in a new town, there's no need to be unhappy. So there's no need to be unhappy. I think we did quite well in that, actually. I looked at your answer, most people got the right. There was just a few weirdnesses, but that's just because if you're not 100% sure, you're not 100% sure. Let's do our Quizmo round answers then. Bravo with this one as well. My God. There was your grid. And all of your unique ones were listed here. So they were B2, C7, E1, F6, G3, H4, H5, and I6. And if you're not using DAP, you got 2 points for each of those. And if you are using the DAP, well, you're done with it anyway. But there we are. So brain teaser answers. What actually was the answer? How long was the piece of string? Given the rather weird, it's so strange that ruler's like that. I really don't understand why. The correct answer was whopping. Correct answer was 1,188 centimetres. 12 metres. 12 metres of rope in there. I mean, if you're into like yachting or anything, But yeah, 12 metres in there. There's always winners though, so worry you not. In 10th place, with a guess of 826, 362 away, We Pie Hard. Well done, We Pie Hard. It's not even anything to do with pie, and you've done well in it. In 9th place, with a guess of 832, 356 away, Socially Distant. Bravo. In 8th place, with a guess of 873, that's 315 away, it's the Flavour Dictators. Well done. In 7th place, with a guess of 935, that's 253 away. It's the Cremasteric Reflex. Bravo. In 6th place, with a guess of 942, that is 246 centimetres away. Playing the long game. Well done, playing the long game. In 5th place, with 1,428, that's 240 away. It's the Pretenders. Well done, Pretenders. You've been here every single week, haven't you? In 4th place, with a guess of, calculation, 1,388, 200 away is Crescentials. Bravo, Crescentials. I hope that you enjoyed your barbecue or whatever was happening at the same time. In 3rd place, with a guess of 1,005, 183 away is the Corona Loners. Bravo. In 2nd place, with a guess of 1,038, 150 centimetres away is the Mint Imperials. Well done. But our winners, ladies and gentlemen, with a guess of 1, 2, 3, 4... 46 away. It's Never Mind the Shuttlecocks. Well done. Never mind the Shuttlecocks. And so now we have to deal with our winning teams this evening. The average, we're very bunched up actually. The average came out at 73. Okay, and we were out of 106. So it still puts us around that sort of 75% mark, which is what I'm expecting. Okay, don't ever. Well, 63% is a first at university, okay? So 73 is really good. So we'll start with 15th. There were loads and loads of teams. In joint 15th place with 69 points each, we have the Pretenders and the Corona Loners. In 14th place with 70 points, we have Socially Distant. In 13th place with 70.5 points, the Flavour Dictators. In 12th place with 71 points, Marjorie's Hippos. In 11th place with 71.5 points, Thunderbox. Good team name. In 10th place with 75, so going up a little notch there, it's Mulligan and O'Hare. Well done, chaps. In 9th place with 75.5 points, Never Mind the Shuttlecocks. In 8th place, joint 8th place with 77 points each, still open for Quizness and the Quizzy Rascals. In joint 7th place with 78 points each, we have the Mint Imperials and Pret Box. In joint 6th place with 79.5 points, we've got the Hammersmith Busters and Jar Jar Thinks. In 5th place, they're on their own. In 5th place, 80.5 points going to Brains of Britain. Bob, well done, Brains of Britain, Bob. In 4th place with 81.5 points, it is Sunshine. Well done. In 3rd place with 83 points, it's Crescentials. Well done. Third and the 4th for you tonight. In joint 2nd place with 84.5 points each, it is the Cremoset Reflex and I'll Have a Pee Please Bob. But our winners, they'll be very happy. In 1st place with 88 points, it is Fake Brews. Well done, chaps. Well done, chaps. And any ladies that might be joining you. So, well done to everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really, really enjoy what I'm doing, and I hope you enjoy it too. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you are not yet a patron, please go to patreon.com. You are the people that are funding what I'm doing, and you are making every single thing that I do every single Monday possible. But until next Monday, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy the rest of the week, and I will see you for more fun and games, adventure quiz style, on Monday next week at 8 o'clock BST. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure quizzing you, and I'll see you next week. Good night.